Are you struggling with weight loss? No matter what you try, you are not alone in this challenge. There's a new class of weight loss drugs that can make people lose up to 20% of their body weight. But they're not magic, and the risks may surprise you. Stay until the end to learn what you need to know before considering these drugs, and why some people see only half the results you expect. A new class of medications is now changing how we think about managing weight. You have likely heard about them on the news or from friends. Some users report significant weight loss. Those transformation stories are powerful. They offer hope to people who felt stuck. But that hope comes with hype and questions that need answers. These drugs are not a simple magic bullet. They are a powerful new tool in medicine. They can be incredibly helpful for the right person. Yet they come with specific risks, limitations, and costs. It's crucial to look past dramatic headlines and understand the full picture. This will give you facts in plain, simple words. What are these new weight loss drugs? They belong to a class of medications called GLP-1 receptor agonists. That is a long and technical term. Let's break it down into something much simpler. Think of them as hormone mimics. Your gut naturally produces a hormone called glucagon-like peptide 1, or GLP-1, when you eat. This hormone sends signals to your body. This hormone sends signals to your brain. It plays a key role in making you feel full and satisfied after a meal. These drugs copy the action of that hormone and last much longer than your body's version. So, how do they actually work to help with weight loss? The process is quite direct. When you take the medication, it activates receptors in the brain and receptors in the body. One primary effect is slowing gastric emptying. Food stays in your stomach longer. You feel physically full for a longer time after eating. The drugs act on the brain too. They target appetite centers and reduce hunger signals. That can sharply reduce food cravings and food noise. Food noise is intrusive thinking about your next meal or snack. Quieting that chatter helps people regain control over eating patterns. This biological shift makes healthier choices easier. It's not just about willpower, it's about changing hormonal drivers of hunger and satiety, making the process feel less like a battle. Remember, these drugs are a support tool, not a cure for obesity. They're meant to work alongside your efforts. Pay attention to the quality of the food you eat. Prioritize good sleep. Maintain regular physical activity. The medication gives a biological assist to help you stick to habits. It creates a body environment where efforts lead to sustainable results. But the drugs don't make choices for you. They make them easier to make consistently. Just to be clear, this is a new era for weight management. We are moving beyond the old "eat less, move more" mantra. We now understand the complex biology of hunger and weight. These medications come from that improved scientific knowledge. They work with your body's systems, not against them. Approach this with a balanced view, weighing benefits against side effects, long-term use, accessibility for those who need them. Deciding about your health is personal. You need accurate information. The goal isn't to persuade, it's to equip you with knowledge. You'll learn the science behind these drugs. You'll see clinical trial results versus real-world outcomes. You'll understand the practical challenges many users face. That will help you talk to your doctor and review your situation with confidence. Okay, so moving on. The results from formal clinical studies have been very promising. They are the reason these drugs have generated so much excitement. In controlled trial settings, some people have achieved truly remarkable weight loss. The data shows participants using newer GLP-1 agonists can lose between 15 and 25% of body weight over the course of a year or more. 68-week clinical trial. Steep downward trend showing weight loss. For someone who weighs 200 pounds, that could mean a loss of 30 to 50 pounds. This effectiveness far exceeds older weight loss medications, a major advancement in the field. Those weight loss numbers are only part of the story. With that level of weight reduction, many other health benefits often follow. Clinical trials show these drugs can significantly lower the risk of major cardiovascular events. Heart attacks, strokes. This is critical. Heart disease is a leading cause of death worldwide. The drugs help not just through weight loss, but via direct cardiovascular effects. Beyond heart health, they can dramatically improve metabolic function. Originally developed for type 2 diabetes, they improve blood sugar control. Many people see A1C levels fall into a healthier range. They can also reduce fat stored in the liver, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Some people report positive changes in mood, significant reductions in food cravings, better overall quality of life, and mental well-being. It's crucial to understand the clinical trial context. Participants are carefully selected. They follow strict medication protocols and receive regular counseling and support. It creates an ideal environment, not always easy to replicate in the real world. When these medications are used in everyday medical practice, the results can look different from the headlines. The impressive 15 to 25% weight loss seen in clinical trials is not always the typical outcome. In the real world, data from large patient groups suggests that the average weight loss is often more modest. Many users end up losing somewhere under 10% of their body weight. While this is still a clinically significant and beneficial amount of weight loss for health, it is important for potential users to have realistic expectations from the start. There are several important reasons for this difference between trial results and real-world experience. One major factor is the dosing of the medication. In clinical trials, participants are usually guided to the highest effective dose and stick with it. In regular practice, doctors often start patients on a much lower dose to manage side effects. Some patients may never increase their dose to the maximum level due to tolerance issues or personal preference. This lower dose can naturally lead to less profound weight loss. Consistency is key, and any deviation from the optimal dosing schedule can temper the final outcome. Another significant reason for more modest results is that many people stop taking the drug early. The side effects can be challenging, and the inconvenience can wear on a person over time. If someone stops the medication after just a few months, they will not achieve the same results as someone who completes a full year or more of treatment. Finally, cost and insurance coverage are enormous real-world barriers. Section 5. The evolving landscape. Stronger drugs and oral formulations. The field of weight management medication is advancing at an incredible pace. Not all drugs in this GLP-1 agonist class are created equal. Newer medications are stronger and more effective than older ones. Some latest drugs are dual action, mimicking GLP-1, and another gut hormone, GLP-1, GIP. That combo shows greater weight loss in clinical trials. Pharma companies are racing to develop the next generation. We're seeing a pipeline of more powerful combination drugs and new mechanisms. Combination drugs. New mechanisms of action. This competition benefits patients. It pushes science forward toward drugs that are more effective and have fewer side effects. More effective, fewer side effects. As obesity biology is better understood, treatments get more targeted and personalized. More targeted, personalized. A major development is the creation of oral pills. Most powerful drugs now are given as injections. Weekly injection, daily injection. Even tiny needles can be a barrier. An effective oral version would be a game changer. Taking a pill is more convenient and less intimidating. Convenient, less intimidating. Pills could increase uptake and simplify daily routines. They could also affect access and cost. Pill manufacturing is often cheaper than sterile injectables. That might lead to lower prices over time. Broader availability could reduce inequities in access. If more people can afford and easily take treatments, obesity care could become standard in primary care rather than specialized and expensive. Primary medical practice. Specialized and expensive option. It creates hope for better options, but clinical guidance and approval will determine what's appropriate for you. Navigating the risks, common side effects, and long-term unknowns. While these drugs can be very effective, they also come with a range of potential side effects, The most common short-term side effects are gastrointestinal in nature. Many people experience nausea, especially when they first start the medication or when they increase the dose. Constipation, diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal discomfort. For most users, these side effects are mild to moderate and tend to lessen or go away completely after the first few weeks as their body adjusts. However, for some individuals, these symptoms can be severe enough to make them stop the treatment altogether. Managing these initial side effects is a key part of starting these medications successfully. Your doctor will likely recommend starting at a very low dose and increasing it slowly over several weeks or months. This gradual approach gives your body time to adapt. Simple dietary changes like eating smaller, more frequent meals and avoiding fatty or greasy foods can also help to minimize nausea. Staying well hydrated is important, especially if you experience diarrhea or vomiting. It is essential to have an open line of communication with your healthcare provider to report any side effects so they can help you manage them effectively. A more significant concern is the lack of long-term safety data. While these drugs have been used to treat diabetes for over a decade, their use at high doses for weight loss in a broad population is relatively new. We simply do not have many years of data to know what all the potential risks might be with prolonged use. Because obesity is a chronic condition, it is likely that many people will need to stay on these medications for years or even for life to maintain their weight loss. This uncertainty about long-term risks is why medical supervision is absolutely critical. You should only use these medications under the guidance of a qualified doctor who can monitor your health. It is also why you must avoid unapproved or compounded versions of these drugs that you might find for sale online or from unregulated sources. These products are not approved by health authorities like the FDA. They may be contaminated, contain the wrong ingredients, or be dosed incorrectly, making them potentially unsafe and dangerous. Always obtain your medication from a legitimate pharmacy with a valid prescription from your doctor. The high cost of a lighter scale. Access and sustainability. One of the biggest hurdles for people who could benefit from these medications is the very high cost. Without good insurance coverage, the price for a 1-month supply of these drugs can run from several hundred to well over $1,000. This places them far out of reach for the average person. Even for those with insurance, getting coverage can be a difficult process. Many insurance plans have strict requirements, such as a certain body mass index or the presence of a weight-related health condition like type 2 diabetes. Some plans simply refuse to cover medications for the treatment of obesity at all. This landscape of varied insurance coverage creates significant inequities in access. If we have a powerful tool to treat a serious chronic disease, who should get access to it? Should it only be available to those who can afford to pay the high price? As the demand for these drugs continues to surge, supply shortages have also become a problem. Obesity is a chronic disease, much like high blood pressure or high cholesterol. For most people, the benefits of these medications will disappear if they stop taking them. This means that for the treatment to be effective long-term, it needs to be taken long-term. The prospect of paying hundreds or thousands of dollars every month for years, or even for the rest of one's life, is simply not a realistic option for the vast majority of people. Looking ahead, there is hope that the situation may change. As more drugs in this class come to market, the increased competition may help to drive down prices. The potential arrival of oral pill versions, which may be cheaper to produce, could also improve affordability. Furthermore, as more long-term data emerges demonstrating the health benefits and cost savings, insurance companies may become more willing to provide broader coverage. However, these changes will take time, and for now, cost remains a formidable and often insurmountable obstacle for many. If this is helpful, keep watching, because coming up next we'll talk about what actually determines your results and why some people see far less than expected. The importance of consistency, dosing, and lifestyle factors. Comment below if you've tried any weight loss strategies. You'll see why this is so important. Your final results on these medications are not predetermined. They depend on a combination of factors, many of which are within your control. First and foremost, the dose you take is critically important. To achieve the kind of weight loss seen in clinical trials, you generally need to work with your doctor to gradually increase the medication to the highest dose that is both effective and tolerable for you. Staying on a low starting dose will likely lead to more modest results. Consistency is paramount. Taking the correct dose on schedule week after week, provides the steady biological support needed for success. Second, the duration of your treatment plays a huge role. These drugs are not a short-term fix. Weight loss is a gradual process that takes many months, and maintaining that loss requires ongoing treatment. Stopping the medication early, whether due to side effects, cost, or a feeling of complacency, will almost certainly cut your results short. In many cases, people who stop the medication regain a significant portion of the weight they lost. Thinking of this as a long-term therapy for a chronic condition rather than a temporary diet aid is a crucial mindset for achieving and sustaining success. Third, your lifestyle choices remain incredibly important. These drugs are a powerful tool, but they work best when they are part of a comprehensive plan. The medication can reduce your appetite, but it does not make your food choices for you. Focusing on a diet rich in protein. Focusing on a diet rich in fiber. Focusing on a diet rich in nutrients. Incorporating regular physical activity is also key. Exercise helps preserve muscle mass during weight loss and offers countless other health benefits. The drug makes it easier to adopt these habits, but you still have to put in the effort. Finally, it is important to acknowledge that individual biology matters. Your own body and your genetic makeup will influence how you respond to the medication. Some people are super responders and will see dramatic results very quickly. Others will respond more slowly and may see smaller, though still beneficial changes. It is important not to compare your journey to someone else's. Work closely with your healthcare provider to set realistic goals for yourself and focus on consistent habits. Your success should be measured not just by the number on the scale, but by improvements in your overall health and well-being. Sensible steps. Practical advice before you begin. Before you consider starting one of these new weight loss drugs, it is essential to take a few practical and sensible steps. The very first step should always be to consult with a qualified medical professional. Your family doctor, a specialist in obesity medicine. Do not rely on information from social media. Do not rely on friends alone. A doctor can properly assess your overall health. They can review your medical history. They can determine if you are an appropriate candidate for these medications. They can help you weigh potential benefits. They can help you weigh potential risks. During your medical consultation, be prepared to ask specific questions. Ask about the common side effects. Ask how to manage them. Inquire about the unknown long-term risks. Ask what the medical community is doing to study them. It is also crucial to have a frank discussion about cost. Discuss insurance coverage. Understand what your out-of-pocket expenses are likely to be, and whether that is sustainable for you long-term. Your doctor should also explain how to use the drug safely, including the proper injection technique and the schedule for increasing your dose over time. This is your opportunity to gather all the information you need. A successful journey with these medications involves more than just a prescription. Talk to your doctor. Talk to a registered dietitian about making sustainable changes to your diet. Discuss a realistic plan for incorporating more physical activity into your routine. These drugs work best as part of a comprehensive approach. They are not a replacement for healthy habits. They are a tool to make those habits easier to adopt and maintain. Creating this supportive structure from the beginning will set you up for better and more lasting results. Finally, a plain-spoken summary is in order. This new class of weight loss drugs, which work by mimicking gut hormones, can effectively reduce appetite and lead to significant weight loss for some people. While clinical trials show impressive results, real-world outcomes are often more modest due to side effects, cost, and other factors. Short-term side effects like nausea are common, and the long-term safety profile is still being studied. Cost and access remain significant barriers. The most sensible course of action is to consult a health professional, understand all the risks and benefits, and use any approved medication as one part of a broader plan that includes healthy eating, regular movement, and ongoing medical support. Weight loss drugs can help with appetite, weight, and metabolic health. Real-world results vary, side effects exist. Consistency, lifestyle, and proper supervision are essential. If you found this helpful, don't forget to watch these 2 videos about Ozempic, 5 pros and cons you must know, and 5 morning habits that reduce belly fat safely.